Well, the first thing was that how correct the polls were. The polls showed close races in all the battleground states, but they consistently showed Obama, with a small lead. And so pretty much, the way it was projected, it turned out. Well, the swing states, interestingly enough, went pretty much the same way they went in 2008, with the exception of North Carolina and Indiana. Those are the only two states, if Obama goes on to win Florida, that will have shifted from 4 years ago. So when you think about all that's happened since 2008, the electorate was fairly stable. Now, Obama had smaller margins in Virginia and Pennsylvania, in Ohio than he had 4 years ago, but the end result was pretty much the same, and he was able to break through 300 electoral votes again. It was interesting in that it was fairly closely mirrored the presidential election. I think what the reason Cohen was the slight favorite, I think going in, was that there were probably more Cohen-Romney votes out there than there were Obama-Allen votes. So Cohen, because he was former governor, because he has projected a moderate image, could get some of the Romney voters. And so that's why he did a little bit better than the president did. Romney was tethered to a Republican Party that is seemingly out of step with the new demographics. And the demographics changes, the fact that we're going to be a majority-minority country in a few decades, really doesn't bode well for the Republicans long-term unless they can change their image amongst African Americans and especially Latinos. The fact that the House Republicans and the Senate Republicans won't be spending all their time trying to defeat Obama since he's not going to be running again, I think that was a large part of their obstinance, was that they just didn't want him to succeed so he wouldn't win. Well, he did win, and now they're stuck with him for another 4 years. And the Republican Party can't continue to just be obstructionist and have hopes of gaining back the White House or the Senate. They have to be able to work with the Democrats and show that they can problem solve. Just again, the sort of the continuity in the electorate when you have one of the candidates running for re-election. So 2000 and 2004 was very notable for the fact that there was only 3 states that switched, and now 2008 to 2012 only 2 states switched. So it's interesting how, despite all of the events and the money spent, we've got a large portion of the electorate live in states that are just solidly Republican or solidly Democratic, and really a shrinking number of states that really are deciding these elections, and are, even though they're swing states, they didn't swing.